because as we're moving on to our NFL Week 5 recaps, you talk about the guy who you have on your fantasy team in our Stats Over Politics.
Somebody come get him.
And somebody come get him because he is Justin Fields. And he is looking like much more than a running back. Kevin, shame on you for giving up on the fan club, but I'll be the proud president. Anyways, Jaevon, the Bears, they beat the Commanders 40-20. So let's get your thoughts on that.
No, I just thought Justin Fields kind of came out. He balled, did what he was supposed to do, threw 4 touchdowns. I think put up like 40-some fantasy points. So somebody come trade him. I got a quarterback. His name is Brock Purdy. He put up good numbers for me this past week. I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit more in tune with fantasy. I'm not really. I focus on the gambling trend, even though we'll talk a little bit about it later. But no, I just thought, Magic Johnson kind of said it best on Twitter. He was like, we kind of got punched in the mouth early, and it was just a little bit. It was too little, too late. I think Sam Howell threw for like 300 yards, but most of that was like garbage time yards. DJ Moore, whoever had to play DJ Moore in fantasy, it was a shellacking. So imagine having to go against Justin Fields and DJ Moore in fantasy that week. A lot of fantasy references from me today. So, but no, the Bears are trying to jump on track now, and I mean, I still don't believe that there's anything Justin Fields could do to prove to them that he's better than Caleb Williams. But I mean, if he's gonna audition for anybody else, any other takers, I think the Bears' fate is kind of set.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Rice Krispies aren't going away. So we're going to ask you to check that out, and then we'll get back with you. Anyways, the next game that I wanted to get to was the Colts game, because they had a significant return in Jonathan Taylor as he finally signed a contract with them and got a 3-year deal. So, Kevin, as the Colts, they beat the Titans 23-16. Should the Colts be worried about Anthony Richardson constantly dealing with health issues?
You got to be, man. You got to look at it and say, is it worth it? He was known as a guy with a strong arm, so he doesn't have to be a run-first quarterback. But they keep putting him in this situation that Anthony Richardson isn't smart enough to think that I'm going to go and slide. He's probably, 6'6", 250 maybe, soaking wet. So he's a big dude. So he thinks, you see a 6'2 DB, 185, I'm going to put my shoulder down. But they're going to have to figure it out, because the dynamic duo of Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson is going to be one to look at. And, they have Zach Moss, up-and-coming running back, who's been killing the game. I have him on my fantasy team. We're talking about fantasy. But this Colts team could be dynamic. They just have to make sure they keep it together. And it's a great place for Gardner Minshew to be, to not only mentor Anthony Richardson, but in the case, like we've seen twice already, that he goes down, Gardner Minshew is able to come in and go right away. And just to talk about the Titans a little bit, it was great to see them finally fucking get DeAndre Hopkins going. Like, you would think if you have a number one target like that, you're going to get him going. And it's been just slow going. It's been slow burning. I'm not the biggest Ryan Tannehill fan, but, they're finally starting to click together. But, yeah, that's true. Who is? So
Evan is. Apparently Evan in our Stats Over Politics fantasy group chat is.
Yeah, so they're going to get rolling sooner rather than later, but I'm just really happy to see that they're getting DeAndre Hopkins involved early.
I am as well. And Gary, the Jaguars, they beat the Bills 25-20, which was a little bit of a shocker in London.
Called that, Shaun. Knew that was going to happen. They upset, and Jaguars are now 3-0, I think, I believe, in London. It was a little early game. I really wish I watched the end of the game by my clock. I was very sleepy, so I went to go watch the highlights again. So this must have been a really good game. And watched the highlights that morning. Man, it was a good one to watch. This is the game I kind of predicted. I feel like the Jaguars, even though I bet against, Kevin last year, I kind of knew this year they were going to step it up and be that team. I feel like they had a little rough start, but again, right this week, Trevor Lawrence gets it started going with 315 yards and only a 1 TD, but no interception. That's key. Travis Etienne to get him going 136 yards on 26 carries. So they're doing their thing again. Josh Allen being Josh Allen, throwing up 359 yards, but again, Josh Allen throwing an interception in a crucial moment and not be able to bounce back in his game and control his game. Again, you see Stephon Diggs, as he should, get a little frustrated in moments because they're not when they're rolling, man. They're one of those teams. They're kind of remind me of the Warriors. Even the Warriors are champions and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of a Bounce team. When Warriors are rolling, they're rolling. They're hitting threes from everywhere. They're hitting crazy passes. That's what the Bills are. But when they're losing, it's hard. The rope leaves them, and they're not be able to catch that momentum back. And I think that's a frustrating thing because they're trying to have those clutch moments, and they're not be able to always have those because Josh Allen, just hasn't been able to been fully clutch. He's been toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes a few times as one of the best quarterback in the league, and sometimes he's fallen short. So, and he better be careful here because this guy right here, Trevor Lawrence, is on his tail to be the next best in the AFC, trying to be, compared to Patrick Mahomes. Everyone's trying to see that second spot to be compared against him. So it was a prediction that I called, and I'm glad to call it.
London Trevor, ladies and gentlemen. London Trevor.
3-0. It's kind of advantage now. Like that is, I think seeing Roger.
That's London's
talking
team
about
bro.
it. That's not really cool. I don't lie. That's not fair, low key.
They played the most over there. Yeah, it's
but they also know they put them over there. But it's actually advantage because they already know how to do it and how the week should go to get a W. I think the Bills flew in like 3 days rest. They said, and that's like. I don't know why I had it. That's pretty obvious. Like that's common sense. Like you're gonna go somewhere, a whole new place. You need to a couple more days to get. These athletes need to get a couple more days to get, to fix their schedule for this type of event. I'm pretty sure that 3 days, this first 2 days is being hectic trying to even get inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's clearly what you can maybe chalk that up to that, but still, this game was still a close game and was still in reach for Josh Allen and the Bills to win.
Hello.
Shaun, you're on mute.
Shaun, you're on mute.
Put me.
I was like, why is Toddy just saying
damn?
Hello?
Well, I thought he heard.
But
I
you can
thought
hear
he heard. I thought Jaevon heard me because I literally said hi, Jaevon,
We're
and
gonna
then he said
embrace the
hello.
technical difficulties.
So
we embrace them.
I didn't realize that I was muted because he literally
This ain't
responded
ESPN.
with perfect timing.
think you read
Anyways,
it right.
Jaevon. Yeah, potentially. So Jaevon, you sound great, and the Saints they beat
Well, thank
the
you.
Patriots 34-0 after the Patriots lost by 35 points to the Cowboys. So Saints win 34-0.
Well, I'm very big on the Saints. I did pick them to go to the NFC Championship. This is before anything. I don't know if that looks good
That
or
sounds
looks
crazy
bad,
now.
but they're 3-2. Derek Carr, he looked better. He didn't look great, but the defense was putting up points. So,
Dude, they played the fucking New England Patriots. You better just shit on the New England Patriots the whole clip.
I was high on the AK anytime touchdown a week too early. I said his first game back and score a touchdown, he scores the next game. So, yeah, I mean, the Pats are the Pats in the capable race all of a sudden, and then
Goose
just kinda
said,
just starts-
worst team on offense, it's the
kind of
Pats,
just start
guys.
cleaning house a little bit. Maybe Bill just, he said we're going to reset. He said in the press conference, I think it was either today or yesterday, he's like, we're going to reset. So,
Yesterday.
I never thought Mac was the answer at all. Is it just they need a quarterback and then everything is fixed, or do you need a little bit of everything else? So, I think a quarterback is
Don't
going
say
to
coach
be,
again, please. Maybe new
Oh, well,
GM, which
Well,
is Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick is proven that it's a proven fact. He has a losing record without Tom Brady, and even going back to when he was a coach in Cleveland, he had a losing record when he was in Cleveland. So, we'll see if I wouldn't. I still think he's the greatest coach ever. But I mean, it was because he had Tom Brady as his quarterback. I mean, give me Tom Brady.
Yeah, but anyone in this league, you need a quarterback. He reminds me of my guy in Pittsburgh, kind of Bond. And you give him
Everyone
something to work
reminds
with.
him
He
of
can
his
get
guy.
you. He can get you A&A. He can get you A&A. He can get you to something.
Manny, I picked the Saints.
You spoke that good stuff.
I picked the Saints early. I was high on them before the season started. So this isn't something that's new. So yeah, watch out for the Saints, I guess.
Since we're giving credit to off-season takes, I did say the Pats were going to fucking suck, and you guys thought I was crazy.
I'll probably agree with that one. Huh?
It is time to get rid of
I said they would come in third.
Over the last 2 games, 4 picks, 2 pick sixes, fumble for a touchdown versus the Cowboys. He had 150 yards versus the Saints, 110 yards. He was outscored 69-3 and was benched in both games.
I did see a stat that Tom Brady has only thrown 4 pick sixes like in his career or something like that. Mac Jones has 4 pick sixes.
Don't let him
in
off
like
the
the
hook,
past 2 games. So, yeah.
And for
Saints are
our
better than
audio
the
only,
Seahawks, though. I'll say that.
Oh, as he
As he
sips his
drinks
drink. Exactly. As for our audio only listeners, Manny replied on YouTube and he said, "That's still no excuse, Toddy." So, anyways, it's an interesting point. So, Gary, tossing it back to you because this is your squad. The Steelers,
Oh,
they
yeah.
beat the Ravens 17-10.
I know I said before the show started that my team is still mid, but like we say, we're going to take the W after W. My guy Wall, I had to go find this real quick. I'm not going on the show, so it took me a couple extra minutes to find this shirt. And
Oh,
it's
that's
TJ
why you were
Watt.
late because you had to be a fashionista. Got it.
Yep,
Cool.
and I had to steal this little thing from First Things
Just for
First
draft.
2 right here. You can read all the stats you want right there. My guy Michael Parsons is again beating everything but pressures. So the only thing Cam brought up earlier was pressures. That's the only thing my guy ain't top ranking at the moment, but he's killing him in QB hits 15, tackles for loss 7, just pure dominance. If I know you guys watching the game, you can literally ask my brother. We just got done with the gym. I watched the whole game on my phone while I was doing a little bit running, trying to get some cardio in these days. And I go
Quick
sit in
side.
my car and turn the first quarter last play on. And I'm like, all I'm literally saying, begging while I'm like, bro, what time? What do you see? Boom, bada bang, right there, right when you call for it. My man right there gets a big sack, game over. And Highsmith gets a sack, and my guy gets a scoop right there for the fumble, and it's pretty much game over. We all know this rivalry. We actually have one of the best. I think we have the best record against Lamar Jackson at the moment I know at least probably in our division, maybe in the NFL as well. And, it's just pure Ravens Steelers rivalry. I'm kind of mad at myself for not picking my team because I know that anytime we come off, this is just what we are the last 3-4 years, guys. Simple as that. You bet on us and we're favorites for somebody, we're going to lose probably. I'm not going to lie. We underdogs versus somebody and it's supposed to beat us, we're probably going to get you the spread and we're going to win the game because we just like it nitty and gritty, especially against this team right here, the Ravens. No matter what year it is, it's going to be low scoring, take the under. And yeah, we got Lamar Jackson's number, simple as that. At least we scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, we just literally had 3 the whole game, and we got 14 points. Pickett to Pickens going down the sideline for the big play. At least we got that 1 time or 2 times again. I wish I could see a little bit more. Obviously, I don't know if you guys seen, but we're still yelling Matt Canada should be fired constantly and down in the Heinz Field now, aka
All day, every day.
Acrisure Stadium. So, I'm glad my team got a win. We're still in first place. Vaughn asked me a question in the chat. Do you think you win the division? I think I said there's a chance. There's a chance. I picked my team to make the playoffs. Kev did too, and Vaughn, just FYI, Mr. JV guys.
I drank the preseason Kool-Aid. Unfortunately.
Hey,
I didn't though.
Kev, don't give up, man. We still looking good.
Hey, like I told you week 2, giving up.
Don't give up, man. We're still in the driver's seat. If anyone could do it, this team could do it because, we play hard and we grind hard, to be honest with you.
I don't know, man. Joey B getting healthy.
Gary picked the Ravens to win this game, by the way. Just want to point
Exactly.
I did, and I'm good. I'll bounce my record being wrong. I'm glad to be wrong on that one. Thank you very much.
And something else to add about the Steelers' win against the Ravens is that Lamar Jackson, I mean, he is up there on the list of quarterbacks with the most turnovers. Yeah.
Fumbles. He ain't got that many throwing turnovers. He got fumbles. That's what his problem is right now.
Well, fumbles.
Fumbles are turnovers.
Yeah.
Right now.
God awful.
So I'm just saying, fumbles definitely contribute to the stat that I'm about to mention, but he has the most turnovers in the fourth quarter or overtime in 1-score games over the last 3 seasons. And he had 2 on Sunday, obviously, and he now has 11 over the last 3 seasons. Again, not Shaun's pop quiz, but there's 2 other guys on that list, and they're quarterbacks. And I'll even give a hint to say
Dak.
You don't. I guess. Okay, so Gary's wrong. It's not Shaun's pop quiz, but Gary's wrong.
I thought it was a turnover question. I was like, Dak.
I mean, that was a damn good guess, but if you just gave me another 5 seconds to say the other hint, is that these are quarterbacks, but also both of these guys with 9 and 8 respectively, their last name, just like me, starts with an H. So you got quarterbacks who start with an H who have 9 and 8 turnovers in the fourth quarter and overtime in 1-score games for the last 3 seasons.
Oh, last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Dang. Who are the sucky quarterbacks?
Baker mate. No, I'm just playing.
No.
Baker Hayfield.
Tell me all the W's. Who the hell is a W? H.
H.
Howard.
Quarterbacks who
No.
All right. Well, Hal is incorrect, but Uncle Manny
shit.
got
Herbert?
one of them.
Nah,
Duh.
Herbert, no
Get
way.
off Herbert. I don't think you
Herbert
that
is
bad.
Oh, Herbert's on that
list.
list? Oh, my God.
Herbert's on that list.
No.
He has Herbert's third. He has 8, and at 9 is not Jalen Hurts. Even though that'd be funny. It'd be funny to troll Kevin, but it's definitely not Jalen Hurts. It is another quarterback from the NFC East, though. Last name starts with an H. Over the last 3 seasons.
Daniel
The answer.
Holmes.
So
The
it's
answer-
the Giants or Commanders quarterback because the Eagles have had the same
Who are
quarterback.
the Commanders quarterback has been
Who are the
changing
co-
left and right?
Who's
Oh,
the
Carson
quarterback for
Wentz?
Daniel
Oh,
Jones?
No. I forgot. Haskins.
No.
No,
That's what I
it
want
He's
to
wasn't,
say.
old. He's old.
it
No,
wasn't
no.
Dwayne Haskins. R.I.P. Dwayne
Oh, I'm
Haskins.
sorry
It
about
wasn't
that.
him.
That's my guy.
No, you're good.
In the NFC
All right, do
East.
you guys give up?
Yeah, we give
What
up.
team do you
Cooper
play?
Rush. Cooper
Commanders
Rush.
or the
Commanders.
Giants.
The Commanders quarterback. Who is it? I don't even know who the quarterback
Oh,
is.
Taylor
And-
Heineke.
Ah, there it
I
is.
was just saying that.
Taylor Heineke.
We're fucked
Ta-
up for not knowing who's
Taylor Heineke had 9, and then Herbert had 8. But the point of bringing that up is that Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson
nasty.
has 11 over the last 3 seasons. So
When you
he's
ask
got to
about
get it
some
together
bottom-
when it comes to clutch moments late in the game.
They had a lot of drops. They had 7 drops in that game too. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
wasn't his
8
fault.
drops,
bro.
3 for touchdowns.
They had, but you heard what they said. I guess I heard something like I forgot who
They
brought
be
it up.
catching
Maybe it was
rugby
on first-
balls in
Yeah,
practice.
rugby ball. Was that on First Take or something like that?
Yes, bro. There's
Oh,
a
bro.
drill. They're,
Rugby
the
balls,
receivers
that's
coach
stupid.
throwing rugby balls at them, and they're trying to catch them like this.
Oh, I never heard that. That's dumb as hell. I'm pretty sure. I heard maybe tennis ball, smaller. You know what I'm saying? Try to get more trajectory. People try to use a tennis ball. That makes a little bit more sense, I guess. But rugby, come on, guys. Stop making Lamar look dumb. He give you dimes. Thank God.
Jaevon.
This week though. Go ahead.
Sorry about that, Gary. The Falcons, they beat the Texans 21-19.
this was on the hotline, guys.
I hate
CJ
picking
Stroud.
shitty teams.
CJ Stroud did it. When he was on the field last, drove down the field, got his team the lead, did what he was supposed to do. Defense pissed down their leg and let Desmond Ridder drive all the way down the field and proceed to kick the game-winning field goal by Young Hui Koo. And they end up
That's why I
winning
said
by 2 points, and we had him +1. It's a heartbreaker. You know, you hate to lose that way, but it's just how the way the game goes. CJ Stroud still does not have a interception in the first 5 games of the season, and I still think the Texans will probably be a pretty good team, very feisty team this year. But I don't think they should have lost this game. It was kind of back and forth. Desmond Ridder, a lot of people were kind of calling for his head, but he played pretty well down the stretch, led a game-winning drive, and they ended up winning. So, Bijan, I feel like anytime you get Bijan like in wide open space, he's going to make at least 2 guys miss. So if you're like coming up on Bijan and there's like, you know, a bunch of greenery in front of him, he's going to get by you in some type of way. So I feel like the Falcons and Arthur Smith have to just figure out a way to get him by in open space, and he'll just be able to make a lot of more plays happen. But yeah, Falcons win.
Kevin, the Lions, they beat the Panthers 42-24.
Shit, man. The Lions are for real. The Lions are a real deal in the NFC. We posted a TikTok last week if they're real contenders in the NFC, and we had a bigger amount for yes than no's. So they scored 42 points without their arguably 2 most explosive players in Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. For them to go in there and do that just goes to show that Jared Goff is truly the best quarterback in this division. Going for 20 for 28, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, and even got a rushing touchdown. David Montgomery. So since we're talking about fantasy, let me give you a little fantasy story. Alyssa asked me before the game, Gibbs or Montgomery? I said, babe, Montgomery's coming off an injury. Go Gibbs. First touchdown. It's all good, babe. It was lucky. It was a goal line. Second touchdown. All right, babe, I might have fucked up. Third touchdown. Yeah, I fucked up. That was on me. But David Montgomery has come in and completely changed this offense. I thought before the season that he was going to come in and play the Jamal Williams role, and that's exactly what he's doing. Jamal Williams led the NFL in rushing touchdowns last season, and David Montgomery's on the way. He also has 371 rushing yards, so he
It's
is
the system, Kev?
It's a system, man. You know, you just plug in and plug out. You take out Jamal Williams, you plug in Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery, and you get the same result. So this team is looking scary. I saw the unfortunate injury. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he just came back from an ACL tear and then tore his ACL yesterday.
Manny Mosley.
So, yes, Manny Mosley. So that's I couldn't believe it. Like the Trayvon Diggs shit is still sad. Like
speedy recovery
tore his thing at the end, but on the first game back, damn.
Yeah, former Niner. Breaks my heart. It would for anyone, but especially since Jaevon and I watched him ball out for years with San Francisco. All right, so Garry, the Dolphins, they bounced back with the 31-16 win against the Giants.
H-Ham.
As I predicted, the Dolphins were going to. Oh, I did not pick that. I shouldn't have. My win total goes up 1 and -1. I messed up on my math. Just FYI, I just forgot to click that.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't already know, Gary's obsessed with this pick'em because he's in first, and it's the first time he's been in first in anything.
I am.
I'm betting on it, Garry.
I am. I need to start betting right now. I'm getting too much right. I'm like, hold on, this is not how. This is the first year I haven't betted yet. I've been waiting because I usually bet, and by the end of the year, I'm like break even. So I'm gonna start a little later this year, but I should have started this year early. Anyways, the Dolphins do what they're supposed to do after a tough loss against Buffalo last week. Go versus a team that could barely score any points, barely score 16. And, Tyreek Hill, again, the best wide receiver, in my opinion, in the league, goes for 181 yards. I looked right now to see where he's at for the season because I know I said he has a chance to beat the 2,000 record. He's sitting at 651 right now, guys. He's still chopping away. I still feel like he has a chance. It's going to be tough maybe because he probably needs to be a little higher pace right now, but maybe he can rack it up towards these couple games here when they play because the Dolphins – for some reason, she throws a peace sign out so much. It's just ridiculous. What's that?
His parlay. Is it legit if he does it in 17 games, Garry? Or does he have to do it in 16?
I think it's so tough that if he does it in 17, I think everyone will still give him his credit because he's a dominant receiver type person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that way. I think that's what a lot of people will give him his respect as they should because he's dominating the league. So, but they got the W as they should. The Giants are lost. They should blow that thing up, and it kind of sucks. They literally just paid the quarterback and basically paid the running back for the year who's not going to be playing. So, mishandled that situation, and the Dolphins are on a bounce back W, and let's see what they do next week. A good win for them.
Jaevon, the Bengals, they beat the Cardinals 34-20.
That was me showing you guys the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers. We were talking about baseball before the pod started, but that's neither here nor there.
Javon's favorite sport.
Getting to the Bengals and the Cards. I kind of thought the Cards would put up a little bit more of a fight in this game, not knowing what Joe Burrow would do. Jamar Chase proved that he is open apparently all the time. And please show me the 3 touchdown parlays for Jamar Chase. I would love to see them. Those are probably like plus 6,000. And you would have won a lot of money betting on Jamar Chase this past weekend. However, another fantasy soliloquy incoming. I had Jamar Chase in fantasy, 50 points. Feel like it's a good thing.
I had Joe Burrow in all my leagues, guys.
So it was a great thing. It was a great, just great all over the place. Are the Bengals back? Is Joe Burrow back? I don't know. People were saying there's zip on the ball when Joe Burrow throws the ball. They're not just checking down every single time. So I did fleece Shaun for the T. Higgins trade. That will be the greatest heist in fantasy history. A lot of people didn't believe in it. Nobody in the group chat believed in it, but you got to see the bigger picture.
Anything is possible.
But I just think the Bengals people, maybe they have to RELAX on the Bengals a little bit, and we'll see. It's a long season. Yeah.
Gary's pissed.
Shaun, you're still muted. Sorry, still muted.
I'm sorry. I've been snacking right now, as everyone can see on YouTube.
Hey man, hey Vaughn, bro. I just seen it, bro. Are you serious? I just lost to fantasy by 2 points to you. 3 points.
Let's go.
I was killing him, bro. Like I'm talking like he had like 30 points yesterday.
Who Goon Squad was?
I was like up 120. I'm like, what?
I got my fantasy up too.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, he beat me by like 3 points.
40,
Oh, I got a
let's
robbery.
go,
y'all.
baby.
That was a
30.
robbery. And I was 3-1 too, looking
Jamar Chase
nice.
carried.
Whoever
Look
just
at
Super
that.
Squad is, take that L.
Bro,
Oh, that's Julian. He was in first place. Look at that.
Damn,
You got
I think I'm putting my guy
Jamar
Pickens
Chase
in there.
Jamar
Sitting with
Chase
26 on the
carried.
bench. And then the
Jamar
rest of it, that
Chase.
one.
Somehow, every time I see Tyreek Hill score 32, I just think whoever has him wins. Until you have Jamar Chase on the other side scoring 52.
Carried.
So congrats
And
to
Justin Fields
Jaevon on
the
that
bench.
big win. Justin Fields on the bench as well. But I mean, like you said, Brock Purdy, he put up 26 and Jaevon fleeced me. It was a trade where I traded Brock Purdy and Drake London of the Falcons for T. Higgins and wait. Yeah.
I traded you to.
I traded Brock and Drake London. You traded Daniel Jones and T. Higgins. Everyone said it was a fleece for me, but apparently Jaevon fleeced me. And I want to give a shout out to Jesse, Gary's brother, because he just gave me my first win in our Stats Over Politics Fantasy Football League with a whopping score of 84. I win with a whopping score of 84. So I'm no longer winless in that league. So that's fantastic. Anyways, now moving on. I wanted to get Kevin's thoughts on this next game because the Eagles, they beat the Rams. We already talked about that. But Kevin, what I wanted to hear you talk about was the Jets beating the Broncos 31-21. And they did it for Nathaniel Hackett.
Bet on this game.
Hey, man. Hell yeah. They did it for Nathaniel Hackett. I was really happy to see that they're finally adjusting to Zach Wilson. You know, all offseason it was Aaron Rodgers. Now that we've seen 5 weeks of Zach Wilson, we're finally starting to see him play a little bit better. And, you know, coming into this game, all the questions was last game against Patrick Mahomes a fluke. Like Toddy mentioned, if anyone watched that game and didn't watch any football all year, and that's the first game you watch, you say, Mom and Dad, the guy on this team is a lot better than the guy on the red team. And that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy that he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. So for them to ride on that momentum, and we all know the Sean Payton going on there and saying that it was the worst coaching job in NFL history, and then he was backtracking it and saying that your team's not going to wear this on the sideline or this on the sideline. So for them to come in there, and I think it's CJ Usmanzada. I don't know how to say his last name, but before before the game, they were letting him know that the coach talked about it. So fuck them, fuck him, and we're gonna go. And they went out there and did their thing. So I'm happy to see him, and I'm finally happy to see Breece Hall get the ball a lot. I was really nervous when Dalvin Cook was going to come in. I thought they were going to have to split reps a lot, but now we're seeing Breece Hall that he's finally healthy. He's no longer on a snap count. We saw him bust for that 74-yarder. So they're looking really well, and the Broncos are looking like complete shit. They should be winless, but they fuck around and beat Justin Fields. So the Bear or the Broncos, are going down a spiral hole. And are they going to ship everybody? Are they going to draft a quarterback? I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns about the Broncos.
And as Manny says in the YouTube comments, his damn bench outscored his starters, and he got absolutely whooped by Wes. This is for everyone who's not in our league to know how things are going.
Why is John showing everybody scoring everybody there?
I'm just waiting for Kevin's score to go up there, bro. Jeez, I put my time in.
Hey, I got you, Kevin. Don't worry. But I wanted to show that real quickly as Wes absolutely, again, Wes whooped on Manny because he's been telling us all season how his top 3 picks that were all receivers are going to win him the league. But apparently this week, his bench was better than his starters. And as Kevin mentioned, he took down the first place team in our league, being Julian's Super Squad.
There
you go. So everyone on stats, it was Julian, but Kevin just beat him, so he might have gotten knocked down a peg. And then Manny was in second. He just lost. So
it would have been
things are gonna reshuffle.
He done did me dirty, bro. He done did me dirty with this one.
Only way to go is up, fellas.
It looks like Uncle Manny lost too. So did the top 4 teams in our league lost. So things are shuffling around. It's going to be interesting in the Stats Over Politics.
That means next week it'll be clutch. So I got my
Manny says, "Don't worry, we'll bounce back." And that's it for the updates of the Stats Over Politics Fantasy Football League. And now moving on, Gary, as you would love to say, the baby goat, Patrick Mahomes. He led the Chiefs to a 27-20 victory over the Vikings. And this was significant because Patrick Mahomes beat the Vikings for the first time in his career, and he has officially defeated all 31 different teams. Thank you, Gary, for saying that for me, because I was struggling to get those words out. And so he actually became the youngest to do so at 28 years old. Next on the list was Tom Brady at 30 and Peyton Manning at 31. So, Gary, what do you think about the Chiefs beating the Vikings 27-20?
I know the Taylor Swift fans are not happy she wasn't there, but my guy Travis Kelce got injured, came back with the W. This Minnesota Viking teams be throwing turnovers left and right in the first half. I think they got the most turnovers like up there, and I think NFL history the first half turnovers, because they just be fumbling away. I don't know what they be doing ball security over there, but they need some help. Again, this team is just wheeling and dealing. They're 4-1. They probably could easily be 5-0. Remember, they lost that first game to the Lions by 1 point. They could easily be in the discussion with the Niners and the Cowboys. They kind of are sleepwalking in the background just because you guys are both undefeated and things of that nature. But hey, it's all good. They're just, like I said, they're that team that just wait. They're gonna be waiting at the end for both of you guys to see at the finish line that Super Bowl. So again, Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes things. Just getting in there, getting the dubs as they can. And whoever's on the field, whoever's there, they're getting it done. Simple as that. And I like how they got Pacheco now again there a lot. I got him in my fantasy, so I'm happy he's been cooking in the backfield as well, getting him more in the fold. And yeah, I was gonna mention too. I think I don't know if y'all know, this team has a common theme. This is gonna be hurtful. I ain't gonna lie. This team has a common place in both of your guys' hearts. Just to let you guys know. The last time you guys lost, and last time I actually made money on the Niners. Shaun left. This is the last time y'all lost. This is the last time Brock Purdy, I believe, lost. Vaughn was to this team right here. And we already know what happened with Kevin the Bowl. So this team is going to be your guys' nightmare as you guys all drop, and I'll be a solo dolo show. And it's all fine with me because this team is both of your guys' kryptonite. And I'm sorry to hear it. I know you guys want to hate them so much. This is a baby goat show. Stats over politics. Welcome. All right. Well, show's over, guys.
He said, all right,
Okay,
let's wrap it up.
I'm sorry, I had to be a little dramatic there, and once I saw Kevin left the screen, I had to remove Jaevon from the screen too, and the baby goat show.
I knew he was going to say, I finally got my stuff working. Last thing I'm about to do is about to leave.
As we move on here on episode number 55 of Stats Over Politics, Shaun Holko alongside Kevin Dent, Jaevon Toddy, and Gary Singh.